All right. Hold up one sec. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Michael Music, and the conversation that I'm going to be having today is around specialized knowledge. I'm going to be putting, just some final thoughts on this chapter and going through the rest because I didn't get through it all the first time I went through it. So I'm going to talk about a couple things, just kind of free ball, specialized knowledge, read some quotes that I found in this book that was pretty helpful. But, he brings up later in the book something about the public schools, right? And I know, everyone's got their opinions on the public school system and what it was, whether it was beneficial or not. And he mentions that the reason people don't value the public school systems is because, especially in the US, it is free. Okay, so everyone knows that, but if you really think about it, most people don't value the education that we got through school because in high school and middle school and all that it was free, right? And the thing about humans is we don't value what we don't pay for. So it's just an interesting thought. Me personally, I did value a lot of what I learned in school, so but that was just me. But I get that there's a lot of people that do like don't do their homeworks right. There was a lot of people that were just slacking in school simply because it was free. It was cool to get the bad grades because you're a straight A student, you're not cool, you're a nerd. But that's how I felt like some people saw school. And I just whatever, like school. Now going on the idea of paid information, okay, this is the big thing. So let me take a step back, right? Most people, especially most people I know, they're in this phase now where they just graduated college and they're done school. They're done learning. They're done investing into specialized programs and books and whatnot, right? They think that they're educated at this moment. And remember, we went back to the definition of what does it mean to really be educated, right? Are you educated if you have a college degree? Right? Under the definition that I gave, I think Napoleon Hill said that the educated person is the person who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he can get anything that he or she wants without violating the rights of others. Okay, so if just given that the definition, if you graduate college, does that mean you have developed your mind to the point where, okay, you can think of an idea, make it happen, get all the money that you want for it, and really live the life that you want? No, that that doesn't happen to people when they get a college degree. Not saying it doesn't happen to all, but I'm just saying it's not, the college degree doesn't mean that you're educated. Okay, so I want to emphasize, I can only talk about my experiences right now. And one thing that I have done pretty well, I'd say better than most people, especially my age, is invest into books and programs and back into myself, into specialized knowledge. I actually, invested into this platform that teaches me ways to actually create my own store and my own business. So now I'm working on a side hustle outside of what I do for work. But it's cool because from this little investment, I actually purchase specialized knowledge so that I can gain a greater return in the future rather than just a bunch of general knowledge from scoping it out on YouTube, right? The same information is out there on the internet, but it's specialized, it's organized, and is being intelligently directed for the purpose of obtaining money, right? It is a definite plan laid out. So that's why I want to emphasize the importance of purchasing knowledge. This is something big, and he emphasizes it through his book. It's funny. Right here, I'm reading this quote. He says, "As knowledge is acquired, it must be organized and put into use for a definite purpose through practical plans." Okay, let me repeat that. He says, "As knowledge is acquired, it doesn't matter what you are seeking, it must be organized and put into use, right? Are you going through this live just scrolling because you're passing the time and it's habitual, or are you watching this video to take something from it, take away, to actually, okay, now maybe I do got to think about organizing some knowledge and putting it towards a definite purpose so that I can actually acquire money, right? Isn't that what this is about? Like, why do I want to learn something now? Right? Why do I want to watch this YouTube video? Because I want to organize it and put it into definite use so I can advance for towards my purpose. Right? That's why it's so key. Going back to, the first step, right? Having a definite major purpose. So like it's a question that I have to ask myself now every time I go through and I'm gonna watch something on YouTube, or I'm gonna watch, this movie. Like, is this really helping me get to the next step in my purpose? Like, is this helping me really advance to get to where I need to go? Right? Am I able to organize and put this into use? And you know, the thing is, right now, most people, all the content's out there, right? There's actually an overload of content out there on the internet, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it, right? But it's all free. So the thing is, are you gonna be valuing the free information, right? If it's all free, then what do we as human beings typically do? We don't value what is free. So are you going to learn how to really make money from a YouTube video? No, because you're not going to value it. You're not going to actually watch the YouTube video and put the steps towards like your definite purpose, unless you do have a definite purpose and you understand what I'm saying. So that's the thought there. He says knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application toward some worthy end, right? At the end of the day, all the general knowledge in the world is just a bunch of jargon that's flooding into our brains unless we are actually being proactive and really, have a reason for organizing this knowledge. I think that was, a big thing in college. It was a lot of courses I had to take with just general knowledge. And it's like, okay, what is the purpose here, right? The fact that I can memorize all these things and pass these tests, is that really helping me at the end of the day to earning a lot of money? The truth is no, but I can't blame them because my professors weren't rich themselves. They were honestly middle class, right? I think it's funny. This is something that really turned me away from engineering, right? So I got a degree in mechanical engineering, but I remember my one professor for a class. It was called mechatronics, right? We won't go into how the details of that class. But anyways, he was a PhD. He got his PhD in mechanical engineering, and he said that he's making about $130,000 a year. And I just thought like maybe he meant that as just his professor job. Maybe he had another also job with like the research he was doing, but there's a cap for engineers, and so that really turned me away. I was like, I'm if I went to grad school and got a PhD, that's like an extra 4 years of college, just so I can make 130,000 a year. So what am I saying that? I was just saying, you know, I just knew that wasn't the path for me, right? I knew there was a cap with it. So I purchased a bunch of other knowledge. I invested into, a mentor that I had, and I purchased, everything that he was teaching. I purchased this book, Think and Grow Rich, and really invested myself into this book. And I've probably spent well over $1,000 just on, helping me out with specialized knowledge and getting me to the next step. And it is paid off in the end. Like, it is, like, yes, it's a different mindset to invest the money back into yourself, but the payoff in the end, even if you, let's say, you, like, don't get me wrong, there is sometimes you'll probably buy a course and you won't just see like a 10x return on the course, but the insight that you get from it, like, you think, damn, that helped me, that's gonna help me out so much in the end, right? Even especially like if you have been someone that has purchased information, you look back, you're like, damn, like, that was so worth the investment. back into myself, right? There's really no way you can lose when you invest into yourself and you take what you invest seriously. So let me just see. So we talked about what's free. Now I'm just going to read one big quote that really stuck out to me. Okay, so this is going to be going on, a different tangent, but it was uh it was so fascinating. He said, "I believe that close association with one who refuses to compromise with circumstances he does not like is an asset that can never be measured in terms of money." So I thought that was like really fascinating because I don't know where he was going. I think he was talking about someone, the guy from Notre Dame. Anyways, he was talking about a story about this one man who surrounded himself with like-minded individuals, and the story of the guy was like he achieved some significant level of success at Notre Dame College. I think it was on the football team, but the thing was he associated himself with a man or a mentor who his mentor was like his mindset was, I refuse to compromise or give in to any circumstance around me. I create my own circumstance. And if you find that one person that refuses to compromise with circumstances he does not like, right? Napoleon Hill will say that's an asset that can never be measured in terms of money. And this is probably a quote that won't make sense until you meet that person that does keep going no matter what's going on outside of their world, right? They know how to make things happen for themselves, right? They create their own circumstances. I must say, for me personally, I found someone who fell into that category, who I get to call a mentor, and really, just looking at it, it's like, damn, like that really is an asset that can never be measured in terms of money. So I'm definitely thankful for you, Sean D. Murphy, because I still am surprised I found you to this day. But maybe the people watching, right? You don't have that person yet that is just so persistent, and so laser focused that they know where they're going, right? You haven't found that person yet, but when you do, and you come back to this quote or this sentence, you'll be like, damn, like lining up with them and their vision really was the best choice for me, and it has taken me further than I ever would have imagined. So maybe even you can become that person that doesn't give into any circumstance, and people line up with you and they thank you for it, right? You gotta start thinking bigger here. Okay, so he gives a bunch of more stuff on specialized knowledge. I'm gonna stop reading the book for a sec, but yeah, um, the best investment. I think this section on specialized knowledge is really important because I have been a big component of purchasing knowledge, but it wasn't until I found like the right source of knowledge to purchase that it was just so specific. It was like so specific towards making money, right? The knowledge was, okay, you're going to do this thing. It's going to sound silly. You're going to sell on these platforms and just follow the plan, but it leads you to, okay, like at least the reason I'm purchasing this knowledge is to earn money. I'm putting a definite plan into place. So I guess the big takeaway from this chapter, I won't make it too long. This video is, ask yourself, okay, why am I consuming this information, right? Am I just aimlessly scrolling on Instagram, or am I scrolling with a purpose? Am I watching these videos with a purpose so that I can truly get to my definite major purpose? Right? It really comes down to that first principle of, why am I doing this, and understanding why you make the decisions that you make each day. Okay, so I'll leave you with that, right? I hope I'm just rambling at this point, so I'm gonna end it here. But yeah, I'll leave you with that. Drop something you like, something you learned in the comments below, and that concludes, the conversation about specialized knowledge. Now, I think tomorrow, or not tomorrow, it's Saturday. I think next week, oh, we got imagination next. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the imagination principle next. So, yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. Till we meet again in time and space. Bye, everybody, for now. Peace out, YouTube.